let's see what's going on. Hi, family. It's late. It's late. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning, family. But I said I would come up here and a few family has been asking me about Donald Trump, and I said I was going to come up here and do a little reading. Let us get a little insight. Everything is allegedly regarding Donald Trump, and you all know I have to say that. So I said I would come up here and I would pull some cards. But while I'm coming up here to pull some cards, let me get in here. I would also, and I don't expect nobody to really be up here because it's like 2 o'clock in the morning here on my time. All right, family, I'm just up doing spiritual work, and I figured let me get ahead and tap into that energy for you all. Not certain what you all are looking for regarding Donald Trump, but okay, let me get in here. Let me find me in here. But I figure I will come pull some cards, and then the family who's doing spiritual lessons can also follow along as well. So let's see, let's get in here. If I can, if I see my live. Okay, here I am. I'm in here now. All right, let's get in here. I'm gonna put this in the coaster thing. My little holster. All right, wait a minute. Let me come back in. Hi, family. Hi, Empress Bree. Hi, Sean. Hi, Kayla. Hi, Miss Tay, Renee. How's the family doing? I just figured because I'm up doing spiritual work, family. I'm up late today. Today is Friday, so it's Saturday now. But I'm up. I'm gonna be up into the wee hours, basically doing some spiritual work, some private work. And I figured I was going to tap into Donald Trump while I'm up here because a lot of family have been asking me about Donald Trump. So I said I would pull some cards on him, but I would do it in a way that the spiritual family could follow along as well, could take notes. So I'll throw out some things here and there so you all could go look on your notes and you all could see some things. Everything that I'm going to say going forward regarding Donald Trump is allegedly. And I will also pull cards. Not only will I go through his birth chart, but I will also pull some cards, family, so you all could get some visualization. So so we'll do the placements like that as well. Right, family? So that's why I'm up here today, so I can get this done and over with, right? Because there have been a few family who has been asking me about Trump, and I kept saying I was going to get to it, I was going to get to it, I was going to get to it, and I haven't gotten to it, right? So let's get to it because I'm going to do a few recordings after this. Keila said, please pray for me, family. I'm back in the hospital. I'm sending you healing and strength, Keila. I'm definitely sending you prayers. So blessings going up for you, right? For that healing and strength, a full and speedy recovery, right, Keila? Family, definitely send some prayers out to Keila for healing and strength. I don't want to move this too much because once I start moving this thing around, sometimes it messes up in here. Thank you, family, for those prayers. All right, let's hold on, let me get back in this chat. All right, first of all, let's look at Trump, right? And family, you all can follow along who's doing the lessons, okay? So we all know Trump. They say Trump's birthday is June the 14th. I didn't even know his birthday was. I didn't even know this man was a Gemini. Okay, but it explains a lot about him. All right. He's June the 14th, and of course we all know that Gemini. You know, that's the messenger of confessions, right? So he here to tell all about confessions, right? Not only to speak about, you know, to confess to the things he have done, but also, you know, these people also talk about what others have done, right? So not just them. They also listen to other people, you know, confessions. One thing about Gemini work with that Mars energy. I know that a lot of you all feel like Mercury rules Gemini. It depends on where you lay in your placement. So I want you all to know that. See, that's the thing. they got us connected to these planets, family, but not everybody work with these energy aligned planets that they tell you, or it depends on how you fall, how you really fall, right? Through your birthright. Then you'll know. But Mercury does lie in his birth chart, the way he fall. It does fall in there. But his planet that he actually worked with is Mars. Okay. So we all know with Gemini and that Mars energy, Mars tells us about the two nations, and definitely he's that Gemini. So these people are like from another world. Okay, good at everything. Very, very vocal, very good in that throat chakra, right? Hands down, very good in that palm chakra. Everything they touch, they could turn to gold. So definitely he got it there. Very creative. Them Geminis are very creative. Okay. Um, so he does bring a lot to the table. As you all know, in that confessions area, you all hear about the things that he's speaking of, right? The things that he say, things that's going on, right? That throat chakra is definitely active, all right, in there. So you all know from following him out, you all can look along some things throughout your own lessons in the charts, and you all can see what's going on with him. And like I said, with that Gemini energy in Mars, he has the ability to bring two nations together, right? Because they work with both, right? The good and the not so good, right? Mars work with that. They can bring two energies together. So that's one thing that's good about him, because the Gemini can do all that, right? I tell you, family, they could perform exorcisms. They are, I tell you, family, them Geminis, they are the fathers. So what I mean by that, those are the priests, right? And the high priestess, that's them. That's Gemini, okay? That's Gemini all the way. So they have the ability to communicate with both the living and the dead, right? They can do a lot in there, right? So I'm not going to get too heavy in that, but you all know what I'm saying. So again, that still put him on the realm of Mars. So he's in there on Mars. It tells me that a lot of things that also, when we look at that energy of Mars, you know, family, you got to look at what the messenger is actually of Mars. And, you know, that messenger tells us all about mercy and understanding. So within his confessions, all right, because this is also his strength. Mars is also his strength. So within those confessions of mercy and understanding, remember, that's in his confessions. So he need to be mindful of what he say. It lets me know that he could be a straight shooter, but he have to be mindful of what he say, right? Because sometimes, family, we could say inappropriate things. We can, you know, we can really go there. So just look along your ladder for the family who is learning and doing the lessons, so you all can get an understanding and see what's going on. And you can utilize it with anybody, right? And then we will look into his moon, right? The thing with it in his moon sign, right? Looking at his moon sign, he is really vested heavily into that planet Callisto. So it deals a lot with the first and third generation. Trust me, in that realm, right? It has a lot to do with that loving and healing energy and the things that he do, right? He's really called to do a duty. He's really called to do a duty with his placement, his planetary alignment. And whatever the duty is, right, you all could be the judge if it's good or bad, however he's operating. But he is called to take action in some things, and he also could call upon his ancestors to take action in some things as well. So that is one thing about him and that energy. He's also heavily connected to the earth energy. That earth energy just tells us that um we're going to pay a lot for the sins of what we do and for what others do. So it trickles down, right? A lot of those sins have to do with cancer, family. You all know that. And it's going to hit the second generation as well in his family, right? This is dormant. See, the thing is with him, I see a lot of his alignment. A lot of things is going to affect the first and the third, which means his grandchildren. A lot of things came from his parents. And now, boom, is going to hit him, the second generation. He will be considered the second generation, right? That it will hit for whatever earthly sins or whatever's going on in there. But he also harnessed that materialistic things that's going on there. So that's money, whatever else that's going on in there that's to this world, attached to this world, right? When I take a look at his rising, also, you know, his rising tells me, right, the planet Titan that he's connected to. I'm going to say this because this is a planet of great power, right? Great power and strength, but it also tells me that if you go look, family, this also tells me the planet that tells you that you can get revenge on the opposition, okay? So it's some things that goes on in that planet also affect different generations. So you all go look at that, take a look at that. And when you go down in his rising, right, you will notice that not not just there, right? But now the Mercury energy that comes through here for him. And so his Mercury is actually dormant. Okay. So the Mercury that's supposed to be that they tell you all it works with the Gemini, right? It's actually dormant inside of his when it comes to his birthright. It's actually dormant there. So the Mercury just tells us that you know, it's that planet that tells us that, you know, it deals a lot with our fathers and what our fathers have done, right? Sometimes we pay the price for it, but it also let us know about the different you know, the different operating systems that goes on in there. So business wise or anything like that, it let us know. It also let us to know about you know, malice and hatred. So you all could go look on that. So it sometimes these things, I bring that up to say sometimes these things trickle down, right, family? If our father's doing certain things, sometimes we inherit it and we do certain things. Sometimes grandfather do certain things and it skips generation. And being that some things in his family, right, along his lineage, it skips some things. One thing that I'm going to say is when and I know I haven't expressed it to you all, but I know, okay, and most of the family who's taking the classes, you all know a lot of things that what I notice is that even when you look along Mercury and you see some of the things that's going on in there with the fathers and things that's going to be passed down through lineage, one of the things that, you know, ancestors had screamed out was the cancer, okay, that was coming to resurface. So he got to be mindful. He got to watch out for colon cancer, all right, because that's where it's going to strike at. Because when you look at his ancestors now, not his rising, but his ancestors rising, right? They are heavily connected to the planet that actually tells us about this realm is all about you. So this realm is not, it's all about you and what you do, right? Sometimes the planet that tells us all about you, sometimes these people could be, you know, need an adjustment because they think the world revolves around them. You understand? So this is the area where I have to look at his ancient ancestors and where they fell short at. So it's some things that goes on there, and that planet is actually family that's taking the lessons. You all can go look. That planet is Titania, right? This tells us all about us and some things also about the third generation. And what I picked up heavily is his grandfather got those things, right? A lot of these issues. So it would be his grandfather. So he would be the third generation. Okay. So from his grandfather. So it's like a lot of things that affected his grandfather is going to affect him. And you all will notice that a lot of things that's going to affect him will affect his child, right? So it's heavily running rampant with that colon cancer, so he definitely have to watch out for that because that's definitely in there. Another planet that he's attached to, excuse me, is Phobos, right? So that planet tells us about businesses, right? Business operating systems and so forth like that. So again, here's that malice and that hatred, that envy, that prosperity, that abundance is depending on however you want it to work for you, right? Whatever that you are doing in there. And so a lot of things trickle down from grandfather to father, from Mercury now to him. So you all could just take a look at that, right? Because I'm not getting too heavy into that, right? But I'm going to pull some placement cards for him, and we go take a look at Donald Trump. See what the ancestors want us to. Oh, child. We put that up there. The gift. The crazy thing is the gifts comes out right into the planetary alignment where it needs to come at, right? So his Gemini, it comes out right there. Yeah, and this is the giving and receiving, and this all have to do with his connection with the Mercury, with the Mars and his confessions and so forth like that. So he comes to bring us confessions and things, right? If something's out of place, if something that he doesn't like, he will make it known, he will bring it forth. That's another reason why they probably wanted to get this man out of here. Okay, because he's going to say how he feels. That's it, just a straight shooter, right? But ancestors said that you have to have mercy on some of the things that he say, right? So you gotta be mindful of some things, right? Don't be so blunt. Don't be so blunt with it. Whew. Ow. Yes, ancestor says. All right, so we're just gonna pull a couple of cards. I'm not gonna get real deep into this because I know I gotta get to a lot, family. I figure I'll come up here. It's like almost 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm drunk. Child. A lot of things centered around family and in the judicial system. So he got a lot of things that's coming out around family. I'm gonna say that definitely in here, blessing to his family, right? His family in here, family, if you all know how the placements align, but this lets me know about the strength that his family is trying to have, right? So there's some things that's going there. The compassion also, it tells us about good fortune and things so forth like that. So yes, his family is definitely in there, hanging in there, right? Trying to they going through a lot in here, right? But they're definitely there for him. It doesn't matter what's going on out there in the public or whatever they putting out there in the public, but they're definitely there, right? I have a lot of this coming out in that energy that tells me about karma, right, family? This tells me about karma. So yeah, no doubt, because we're just looking at him and his placements, no doubt. I gotta look at this. It kind of tells us that because the things that you're doing, right? The risks that you're taking, right? All of this tells me about that, about the karma in here. So I have to look at this. I got a lot of fears that's coming out in here. Now, mind you, family, I'm gonna tell you that he is in his planetary alignment. He is on that realm of fears, right? That tells me about fears and prosperity and abundance. So he's on that realm because Phobos is that realm of fears, evil, and abundance. So he come from that realm. So he already have that in his placement. The thing is, the way it falls in his placement, you'll know if it's either his strength or his weakness or anything like that. But yeah, he's afraid of a lot of things. Mainly, he's afraid of karma coming back. But it looks like he's afraid of karma more likely coming back to his children for some things that he have done. All right. And I tell you, family, our children also pay for some of the things that we do. Right. So because the generation before us brings on these inflictions. So whatever he do in his life, he's going to bring these inflictions on to his children and his grandchildren. All right. Just like he's going to pay for some things that grandfather and father have done. Right? So his parents and his grandparents have done. And he is going to pay for some things. It's going to come out in the form of cancer, the ancestor says. Right? So he got to be mindful of that, of colon cancer. Right? So we have that. Now we moving along, right? This tells me this is a lot of energy evolving this female. So I got to look at this female in here. And it's basically telling me, some things that tells me a lot about, whatever the friendships that they may have in here, how strong of a bond that they may have in here, right? This will tell me about. This will also tell me about, sometimes you got to watch these people in this area. They're either for you or they're not for you. But the way his spread comes out, a lot of people is for him that's beside him. And a lot of that, what I'm seeing is family. So they definitely there, with him, right? Got his back and everything, any kind of things, they really there for him. So you all could do your due diligence on that. And like I said, that siblings energy came through real strong. I got to look at it's just his family, right? This is basically his family. Okay, it doesn't matter how it lays. It's his family that's coming through here in this read, right? So they trying to hang on in there for a lot of things, right? Um, and his family also, you see this, his family got a good fortune. This is all good fortune coming through here. So this is his family. So they definitely is going to receive a lot, right? Whether this is through his hard work or him passing things on down or anything like that, but definitely blessings. But look at the planets that he's aligned with, right? Look at the planetary energy that tells us all about prosperity and abundance. So his family does definitely have that prosperity and abundance. They're working with some planets in here that's out of this world. So I'm just going to say that. So they have that. Now when we coming along here, you see this power, right? It falls in the family. It falls in the area that tells us about the lies, right? Lies and the deceit, things so forth like that. One thing it tells us is about losses, right? This tells us about losses and you know, foreign travels, anything like that. Look what comes out here, right? You see that power, you see that strength. Trust me, this man is breaking through all barriers, right? He busting down every and any lie. It doesn't matter, right? He busting down all them losses. Trust me, he's going to regain things back, and you could look at his planetary alignment as well, right? The thing is, a lot of these people don't know, and he probably do know. You know, when you tap into certain things, like he's on this the 14th by birthright, okay? He owned that planet. He ruled that planet Callisto by birthright. So he able to call on his ancestors to make any kind of changes if he knew, right? And he probably do, because a lot of these people, they be tapping into energy. They don't tell the public, right? What they doing in their own backyard, but he have the power to do a lot of things. Trust me, family, he does, right? That energy is crazy back there. Here I got the ancestors, and I'm looking at actual ancestors of him. All right. Not only do I got to look at him in the judicial system for some things, but his actual ancestors that's coming through here, because this is all family coming through here, right? This falls in, and it's crazy because it will fall in that placement, family, that will tell us all about the love, right? Trust me, his ancestors is coming through in here, right? It tells me all about the profits and the gains as well. And if you look along what's going on, right, with the giving and receiving, right? Trust me, his ancestors is making some things happen for him on the other side. So they doing some things for him. He come from a powerful planetary alignment, even within his ancestors rising, right? They come from a powerful background as well. So the ancestors have the power to do some things. They can make some shifts, make some things happen for him, right? So he does have that. The thing is, he got to make sure that he's repenting and changing some of his ways, whatever ways that may be. The most things that ancestors are saying is just basically have mercy on the way that he speak and talk to others. So, and understanding in that when people tell him and come to him with things. So that's the area that he definitely needs to be working on, right? Working in those areas. In every area of his life, he should be working in. But those are the areas mostly was calling out for him to be working in. And when you do the greater good, we clear up these afflictions, right? That's coming. Like I told you all, that he got to watch out for this colon cancer, okay? Because he's in that realm as well that tells us all about the you, right? He's also in that realm that Mercury is dormant in. And Mercury tells us also that about our lifespan. You understand? So depending on what he do, he can clear up some things. So he don't have to let father infliction be his infliction. You understand how that goes, family? So it's a lot that goes on back there. But Trump looks good in here, right? Trump's look good in here. Trump have the ability to summons, to do whatever he needs to do. Okay, he have the power in here. He controls this, right, family? So those of you all who wanted to know about Donald Trump, there it is. Okay, and yes, you have to read the message all the way through, right? And I know he is going through some things in here, but family, this man got great strength, great power. He's in here, right? Power over the opposition. That's another thing that comes out in his birthright. So by birthright, Okay, this man, he's meant to win. Okay, just by his birthright, he is meant to win. And that's the thing, family. A lot of us, we face with these challenging situations, and we don't even know that we have the ability just by birthright to shift that energy, to make some changes, to conquer whatever's going on in there, to call on our ancestors and they could turn this thing around. And that's the thing that they don't want us to know about. That's why they group us up, family. And these planetary alignments that's not serving our higher self any good. Some of these planetary alignments is dormant. We're not going to know unless we tapping into it, right? That's not even our strength. Okay? Mars is actually his strength. And if you all go and you look all about Mars and what Mars is about, you'll see, right? This man could do some things in there, right? So we're going to just leave it at that. So that is the read on Donald Trump. I'm not going to get too heavily into that because those of you all who's following the lessons, if you know, you know. Okay. So that's the read, family. What is the family saying? Thank you, family, for those prayers for Killer. All right, so that's what's going on in Donald Trump, and now I'm going to get off of here, family. Right? This man, he got it, right? The only fears that he's concerned about is not even fears of himself, it's fears that things gonna come back to hit his family, right? His children and so forth like that, his family. That's the only fears that he have. But he could conquer those fears. As you all see how his placement aligned, he could conquer those. All he got to do is call on his ancestors and he got it. His ancestors got him, right? So that's the thing. How you all going to know to tap into that energy if you all don't know, right? Some of these planets lay in as our birthright family, we supposed to be in there tapping into prosperity and abundance. We supposed to be in there making some things happen, conquering things, right? This is why they don't want people to know who they are in power, family. Okay? And as you all can see too, this man is exactly where he needs to be. Just sit back, family, and look at his planetary alignment, right? And look at this man coming together, bringing nations together. I've seen him working even with different cultures, okay? He got the ability to bring that with that Mars and Gemini energy. He can bring the nations together. He can bring good and evil together, right? So he got the power to do some things. He got a gift. He's gifted in that area to do some things. So just let you all know, and he is the messenger. He's truly the messenger of confessions. He is truly that messenger of confession. So he's right aligned where he needs to be within his birthright. Okay. And he can make some things happen for him. And I believe he know the power he possesses. You see how it comes out here, right? He know the power he possesses. So he got this, right? You're very welcome, Kayla. Many blessings and speedy recovery, Angel says. So I'm going to get off of here, family. I want you all to have a blessed night, have a blessed weekend, or blessed morning, whatever you want to call it, because it's about almost 3 a.m. and I'm just doing work, right? I just wanted to get this up and out for you all, family, for those of you all who was asking. And you all could look along whoever's taking the lessons, and you all could chime in and say whatever else is that you need to say or want to put whatever input, or say whatever stood out to you within his read and how he act as an individual, right? You all could say that, but it doesn't matter if there's people trying to break this man down. This man is always going to have one over them, and this is the thing people don't understand. People never know, and that's why I say, family, you never don't go wreaking havoc on people, because you never know who these people's ancestors are. You don't, right? One thing I'm going to say, it doesn't matter how hard they try to break this man or tear this man down, he always going to have one over the opposition. Always. You understand? Because of the lineage that he comes from, right? Because of his family lineage that he comes from. So he's always going to have one over the opposition. His ancestors is always going to truly work for him and through him. Okay? So this man, hands down, he can do some things. He's powerful. Right? He's a powerful man in a lot of senses, not just on the spiritual realm, but even here on this physical that ties us to this earthly realm, right? We got to look at some things on this earthly realm as well. Okay? So he got it, family. All right. Have a blessed day, family. Have a blessed night.